Welcome, sorry. Welcome to the second day of the Info Day Brokerage event of Cluster 3. We will start in a few seconds. Yes, as usual. As usual. Yeah.
Maybe, who knows?
Who knows? It's a secret. Okay. Huh? Okay, so we are ready to start. As yesterday, if you have questions, you can use Slido with the same code of yesterday. Again, welcome. This second day is focused on a training that 7.5 is organizing with Access to IC project. Today, the training is divided mainly into parts. The first one is dedicated to legal and financial issues in Cluster 3, so namely lump sum and the FSTP management. As you know, and as you have the chance to know yesterday, in Cluster 3 2025 calls, we have now many topics with the FSTP request from the European Commission. So it's important for you, for applicants, to know how to manage this part. I will show you the program of today. Then, after the Q&A session, we will know more about the opportunity of the European Innovation Council for you, just as a way for the exploitation, the innovation uptake, the market uptake of the results that you can eventually create within your Cluster 3 projects. Again, the training is organized in cooperation with the Access to AC project, the network of the AC national contact points. With me today, I have my APRE colleague, Alessia Rotolo. She is the coordinator of the project, but especially legal and financial NCP in Italy. So, again, you can use Slido. We will have dedicated time to collect your questions. And now I would like to give the floor to Alessia. Thank you.
Okay. So, thanks, Flavia. Good morning to everybody. It's a pleasure for me to be here and have the opportunity to share, let's say, both from a legal perspective and from, let's say, another NCP network. As Flavia mentioned, today we will focus on two, or let's say 3 different parts. The first part of the morning, we will discuss a bit about the lump sum and the financial support to third parties. In particular, I think that the lump sum, as you know, is the most common method used in Horizon Europe, and actually, I don't want to say for sure, but I mean, we are quite sure that it will continue in the future, because we will see some statistics from the Commission where it is said that the lump sum had a good results in its implementation. Then we will focus on the financial support to third party. That is always a little bit tricky, because it's something completely different from the usual approach that we have with our calls. But I think that it's important to have a focus on it, because even from a small and medium enterprises or a general applicants, and even if we have to support someone to apply to Horizon Europe call, we can say that the financial support to third parties it could be one of the first window to approach the program. And then finally, we will have a short focus on the IC. Actually, we are so let's say so distant in the table of Horizon Europe, but I think that there are opportunities for both of us to, in particular for you, that I mean you work mainly in cluster 3, to exploit and to or at least to have an idea of what you can do in the European Innovation Council program. We will see that it's a program that is constantly changing. It will change also next year for sure, but some basics that we will see today will stay. So for you, it could be I mean, we will get some hints for the future that could be useful for you. So let's start, if I manage to move the slides. Okay. So I know that yesterday you had a brief introduction on the lump sum, so I will not spend a lot of time on this. The most important thing for the lump sum is to understand why, first of all, we talk about lump sum. Because as you know, the Commission wanted to have a sort of simplification, first of all, for the applicants, for sure, and at the same time for them, for the evaluators. So they started to look, to have a vision of what was happening in the reporting of Horizon 2020 calls, and they realized that there were a lot of mistakes in the reporting. So and as I said, so the idea was to simplify the approach for the applicants and at the same time simplify the approach for the evaluators, and to spend less time, in particular for the researchers, on the financial reporting. Why? Because they wanted to move the attention of the general researcher in the let's say technical part. I think that yesterday you had an overview also on this, but why I say that they moved the attention on the technical part, because with the lump sum we will see that they totally removed the financial reporting, but they focus just if you apply for a call that is with the lump sum scheme, you don't have anymore to report financially, but just to report technically. So as you can imagine, this is an important change for a general applicant. So we have, first of all, the simplification for the researcher, but why they arrived also to this? Because after having this analysis of the past Horizon 2020, they understood that many beneficiaries were small and medium enterprises, or at the same time applicants with maybe a lot of grants that they had to manage. So as you can see, it's always a matter of simplification. This is an interesting report that I think that you could, if you are interested, for sure, have a look too. It has been published in the beginning of this year, if I'm not wrong, and it is an assessment of the first half of the implementation of lump sum. A part of data is interesting for us, is that they started to see that the majority, or most of them, of topics with lump sum cover, for example, all half of the total budget of the Pillar 2. So this, for us, it's really important, because what does it mean? It means that most of the call that we find in the work programs are lump sum. So even if we don't want, we need to understand how lump sum work, because in general we will find them. And actually, what I can say is that in the general part by now of the work programs are in lump sum. There is still one exception I will show you after in the European Innovation Council, but in the future it will become lump sum too. This is another graph related to the different organizations that are involved that have been involved, let's say, up to the survey in lump sum grants, and then you can see that there is a large variety of the type of organization. And what does it mean? That everybody can use the lump sum. So we know that, for example, it's different for a big organization like a university, a research center, to deal with Horizon 2020 or Horizon Europe, because maybe they have the dedicated office to deal with it, but it's different from a small and medium enterprise that actually is as a low number of people that maybe can dedicate their time to the reporting. The success rate is submitted up to, the analysis arrived up to March 2024. It was high. These slides shows us that we didn't have so many problems with the proposal that had some lump sum. And then I put some other issues related, for example, to the quality of lump sum proposals. So you can say that there is, you can see that there is not so much different in the attitude related to the evaluation and the preparation of a lump sum proposal. Why I say this? Because actually it's true that we don't have anymore the reporting phase, from a financial perspective, but actually we have to move our financial, let's say, attitude to the proposal preparation. Why? Because it's during the proposal preparation that we have to prepare our budget. We will see how, and then we submit this lump sum budget that is completely different from the previous or the actual cost budget that we are used to prepare. And then when we submit this, it's done. Another important thing is that the lump sum is part of the evaluation. So when the evaluator evaluates, sorry for the repetition, our proposal, we have the excellence, impact, and implementation as usual. The evaluation of the budget become part of the implementation. So we will see that if your budget is okay, it will be okay, and the proposal will go with it. But if the, let's say, no-go of the proposal derives somehow from the preparation of the lump sum budget, because, for example, let's say the expenses were too high, the sum didn't match. You will find a precise description in the evaluation summary report in the implementation related to the budget. So this means that you have to put a strong attention to the preparation of the lump sum budget. In general, this is just a statistical thing. Let's say that all the beneficiaries that have been interviewed for this survey answered that they took more or less 15 days to prepare a proposal with a lump sum budget. So this is just to keep in mind, maybe a little bit of the time. So to enter a little bit into details, because I have this time here, so it's, it's a little bit. Okay. In general, we have 2 lump sum options. They are called officially type 1 and type 2. What does it mean? That we can have either the lump sum fixed in the call for proposal, so we will find the amount directly in the call of proposal, or you have to define, with the option 2, with the type 2, you have to define the lump sum in your proposal. In general, in the 99% of the cases, we are in type 2 with Horizon Europe, but there is one case with the ERC proof of concept, where you have the type 1. So actually, when we create the lump sum budget, we will see that we have a dedicated form to use. We talk about objectives and let's say work package in general and task in general. We have to describe somehow more in detail the activities that we are going to do. Why? Because then we have to declare them in our technical report after. So this will be the proof that we have finished, we have completed our work package, and so the commission will give us the money related to our activities. Our form for this detailed budget is an Excel file. We will see how it works, and we have to download it from the funding and tender portal. So there is the official one that we have to use. Actually, there are a lot of similarities with the actual costs, because we have to use. We will see that the categories are really the same. So we will have personal costs, we will have the equipment, we have the other costs, other goods, work and services, travels. So it doesn't change anything for this. It will change. We will see how we will determine them. And the rules are the same that we see in the that we will see in the annotated model grant agreement. So we have to consider that we have to follow the annotated model grant agreement. The cost must be in line with our national rules. It should be reasonable. It should be in line with the activities that we are going to do. So nothing changed for this. One of the most important things with the lump sum is the work package, because we know that in general, let's say we receive the money when the work package, and so the activities that are in the work package are concluded. We have to keep in mind a lot of things for this. First of all, the work package is the work package as we know it since, let's say, FP7. So a work package is composed by different activities. It's not just one activity. At the same time, it's not just a single task. We cannot say that a percentage of progress is a work package. At the same time, it's not a work package, an amount of time, a lapse of time. There are some important points that we can keep in our minds when we create our work package. We can decide, for example, if our project, in this case, is 48 months, to have our, let's say, transversal work package, that are these work packages that we find every time in our proposal. So management, communication, for example, exploitation. We can decide to keep just one work package, so from month 1 to month 48, so from the beginning to the end of the project, or we can decide to split it. When we split it, we can for example, have the first part of the work package 1, so the management from month 1 to month 18, then we will have from month 19 to month 36, and then till the end. So this is just a way to have, let's say, an overview, a control of our activities, and maybe to, it depends for sure on the project, but it allows us to have an overview also on the distribution of the budget. For sure, another thing that doesn't going to change is the evaluation in general, because the criteria are the same, so excellence, impact, implementation. What is important is that when the evaluators are going to check the budget as a normal budget evaluation, they are going to see if the costs that you estimated are reasonable and not excessive, and if the split that you of the resources that you put in the proposal are aligned with the activity in the proposal. There are two new things that could happen, as I anticipated you before. If the evaluators, the expert, see that the costs that you estimated are overestimated, they can tell you, and you will see in the evaluation summary report, you have to maybe decrease your budget. So what it could never happen is that they tell you to increase your budget. And for sure this will, if they tell you, okay, you have to decrease a bit the budget, you will see this modification in the grant agreement. And I told you before, if the, let's say, the no-go of the proposal is mainly related to the construction of the budget, you will see these comments in the evaluation summary report in the implementation part. So how you build your personal costs in particular, and how the evaluators look at that. So there is this dashboard. This is a strong novelty, let's say, of the construction of the budget, and so from the Commission. We said that what they look at is related to the fact that costs should be reasonable and not excessive. There is this dashboard that you can look at for each, where you can see a sort of estimation of a sort of personal cost, the median of the personal cost for each country. It has been updated a lot, so now we should not have so many problems that we had in the past, let's say. So you should be in that range for your country, for this category, and at the same time the commission, the evaluators will look at the same. We will see how we have to build our budget after. I told you that there is this format, is an official format that you have to use. So when you are in the funding and tender portals, you download your proposal, your part B, and you can download also the Excel file. For sure, you have to use a most updated version of Excel. You have to use Euro. There is this first page of the Excel where you can find all, let's say, some instruction on how to build your file. it's really important to use this file. I tell you this because sometimes there is the coordinator that starts to circulate one file, and then a partner send another, and then in the end you don't know which is the file that you have to upload, as it's in a different format from the one that you downloaded, the official one from the portal. It's really important to use this because this file has all the formulas and the macro and whatever. So if you don't use these, in the end, you have a lot of problems in the in the final budget. So you open this file. This is the first page. Then you see, and at the bottom on this page, you start with the first Excel sheet. You start with the beneficiaries table. And you start from the beginning with the same order of the beneficiaries that you have in the part B. So for sure you will start with the coordinator and then with all the other one. So you will have beneficiary 1, you put the name, the official name, the acronym, the country, and then the funding rate. This is really, really important, the funding rate, because we had some problems from some Italian organization that put the wrong funding rate here, and then the proposal was approved and then it was done. You cannot negotiate anything with the commission, and then you have to sign the grant agreement with, for example, a funding rate of 70% and not the 100%, and it could be a big problem. So you start with the first beneficiaries, then you, when you have to go on with the other, you click on add beneficiaries, and then in the end you have to click on apply apply changes, because if you click on apply changes, then the system, the Excel will create for you the dedicated page for each beneficiaries. If you have some some affiliated entities, you will add each affiliated entities related to the beneficiaries who is connected to. So for example, here we have related to beneficiaries to one affiliated entity. So we will add the affiliated entities there, and we will do the same. So the name, the acronym, the country, and the funding rate. In the end, we click on apply changes. When we have done everything for all the beneficiaries and the affiliated entities, we will pass to the work package. So work package 1, work package 2, so the title of each work package, a short description, so we don't have to describe all the work packages there because you have just a line, an Excel line. Then you whenever you have to add any work package, you click on add work package, and then you click on apply changes. When you have added all the beneficiaries, all the affiliated entities, and all the work package, I'm sorry because it's a little bit small, but I didn't know how to put it. You will see a big, let's say Excel file, Excel sheet with all the costs splitted for all each beneficiaries and each work package. It's small, but let's say that each categories, each line is gray line is a specific category of the annotated grant model grant agreement that we know. So we have first of all the direct personal cost, then we have and all the items related, so employees, seconded person, SME owner. For sure we have to complete just the ones that we have, because I mean it's not mandatory to have all the categories. Then we have the subcontracting, then we have the other direct cost, then we have the cost that will, the road that will be open just if we will have this type of cost, like for example the financial support of third parties. Where we have to work here, we have to work just on the yellow column and line, and then the system will calculate the last column, so the total cost. If we did our job well in the previous sheet, let's say related to the personal cost, if we have affiliated entities, we will have a column near the beneficiaries related to each affiliated entities, and we will do the same. We will work for the affiliated entities as we work for the personal cost. I put here one example. So, for example, consider that we are in a direct personal cost. We have, for example, a junior scientist or an equivalent related to our private organization. We have to put, for example, the unit that is related to the fact that one unit corresponds to 1 person month, so the unit that we use for this person, and the cost for each unit. Then the system will calculate, in this case, 2 per 3,500, and we calculate the total cost for that item. And you have to do the same for each item. Then, if you have subcontracts, you will have to put the unit and the average of the cost of this unit for the subcontracts. One of the most important things for these voices is that you have to, and this is something that the evaluators will check, you have to check, sorry for the repetition, both what you put in this table and what you put in the part B of the proposal. So for sure, the amount, so the 30,000 and what else should be the same both here in the Excel and in the table of the part B of the proposal. Sorry, there is an Italian thing I will change for you, but it is what I'm saying now. And you have to, let's say, dedicate a little bit of time in the description of the task and the justification of it. For the subcontracts here, they want to see why you put this amount, why you need these subcontracts for doing what. So they are going to check this in the proposal. The same for the purchase cost. So the correspondence between the lump sum Excel and the table in the proposal. Be aware that we know that we always need space in the preparation in our proposal, because the pages are not enough and we need to write a lot. So remember that we have to fill in this table just if the purchase costs exceed the 50% of the cost of the personal cost, of each beneficiaries. If this amount doesn't exceed, we don't have to fill in this table. So we can, for each beneficiary, for sure, we have to do this check. So if it doesn't exceed, we can just delete this table from the proposal, and we gain, for example, some space. Then here there is another table related to the depreciation cost. So from the equipment, it doesn't change anything from the budget that we know in general with actual cost. We don't have a lot of time, but the only things that I want to say related to the equipment is that when you have the amount of the depreciation, so the final one of your equipment, you have to take this and you have to take the amount and put in the here. I mean, in the end there is equipment because the Excel doesn't convert it immediately. And, I mean, it isn't automatic. So you have to take it and put in the first page of your Excel. Otherwise, you don't have the cost in the end. Oops. Okay, so this is the last part. And as I said, there is the last part of the Excel related to that type of items that will be open just if you have them in your proposal. So, for example, the financial and support to third parties, if these items are some costs that are eligible in your proposal, in that call, so you will have to fill in that part. Otherwise, you don't have to consider it. If the formulas works well in the Excel, so always check. The Excel will create automatically this breakdown of the budget, and the correspondence among the Excel and the part A in this case is fundamental. So you have to take the total amount that you see in the lump sum breakdown in the Excel for each beneficiaries and put in the part A. So the amount need to be the same, and also the order of each beneficiaries. Otherwise, I mean, this could be a problem for the evaluation. Okay, in the end, you will have a summary table, and this is the only things that the evaluator is going to look at. So it's not, he or she is not going to look at all the Excel sheets that I showed you before that you have to upload in the portal, because I mean it's an only file, but in the end it's going to look just at this. So you have to upload, in the end you will upload the file here. The format will be XLSM, sorry, because it's there are these macro inside, but in the end you have to change the format and you have to upload in XLSX, sorry, or XLS. Otherwise, I mean, the system will give you an error. Okay, so since we have to talk also about the cascading, I mean, I will skip this part because for me it was important to show you how to, I mean, I have an overview on lump sum and how to build it. I mean, I will leave all the slides, but I mean, if you have questions also after, we can talk about this. If
you want, we can collect questions now about lump sum.
Yes.
Is there anything? Okay, there is a question here and there.
Thank you very much. Very interesting. For me, sorry, obvious, I don't know, maybe not so obvious question. You said only the summary table in the end gets or becomes part of the proposal, the rest is uploaded, right? At the same time, we now have 50 pages instead of 45. Where's the difference? What happens in those 5 pages? Do we use it to describe everything that is sort of converted in numbers in these tables that you showed, or what is supposed to go into this extra 5 pages that we have for our proposals?
To the extra pages, sorry, I didn't get it. Maybe okay. There is the standard proposal. Okay,
It's
and then
normally 45, and now it's 50 for lump sum proposals.
So what? I mean, actually, what you can do is try to okay, because what I didn't tell you. When you are get paid with a lump sum, actually, when you, for example, in this case, when at your reporting period, for example, okay, you arrive at the first reporting period, so you do like a snapshot of what is the situation at month 18, for example, no? So in month 18, the situation is that you have to explain in the technical report what is happened up to this time. What you can do in the proposal is to try to describe, let's say, better from a technical perspective what you have to do for each work package as let's say technical activities. So for example, at month 18, I expect to have I don't know, one publication related to this, and this, or I will have a prototype, or I will have one experiment or I don't know what. So something practical, because then when you have to report, you have to say, I did this, and this, nothing else. Yes, but actually you have to, how do you say, how can I say? I mean, in a technical way, but not so much technical. Okay, you will have the technical part that is really, really technical, but then you can add a part, let's say, that is more neutral, let's say, just to understand what you have done at this time. Because, I mean, you just have to protect yourself for the reporting. I don't know. I mean, this is what they suggest in general. But you don't. Sorry, I just came to you. Yes.
Yeah, it's over here.
Okay.
Yeah, works. Yeah. Good morning. Thank you for the presentation. My name is Susanna. I work at a Norwegian university. I have a practical question. I'm not sure to what extent you want to spend time on answering it, or maybe if anybody had experience and they could give me a lesson in it later, that'd be brilliant. If you're the coordinator, so practically, how do you compile it, the final table from all your other partners, right? Like, let's say we're the coordinator, we have 10 other beneficiaries. Mm-hmm. So first, I will do the beneficiaries list, right? Then I do the work packages. And when I have that, I will send this table to each beneficiary. So then I get back 10 times this document. How do you arrive to the final table?
Yeah, so actually this is one of the most common, let's say, case, actually, because I know that some applicants try to use like a SharePoint or something else, but it was a disaster, because uploading the file on SharePoint, then you lose all the macros and formula. But I mean, there are no other keys. I mean, as far as I know, and also as our colleagues do when they write proposal, they share the document and wait to have it back. Even because you have the responsibility as coordinator to put all the numbers that they send to you. So
then does the table allow to copy paste sheets from other tables? Because in the end you have the master table, you as your coordinator, and then you have 10 tables from your beneficiaries. So what do you do then? Can you copy the sheets from the beneficiaries to the master table?
You can, but I mean, it's something that I don't suggest, to be honest, because when you copy, sometimes you lose the formula. and it's not sometimes. So to be honest, so it's better to you have your Excel as coordinator and you compile it. Then you share the Excel with all the partners, and then you wait each of them to send it back to you, and then you copy the numbers in the Excel.
You mean you copy the numbers like from cell to cell?
You can do all this, or you copy the sheet of each, but you have to be sure that all the formulas are there.
Okay.
Because you can see that from the let's say the breakdown sometimes, and you have to see if there are some errors and if there are the numbers, and this is only the only things that you can do.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. The worst part of being a coordinator.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Quick one. Some partners say my actual PM rate is above the percentile. What can I do? I say, okay. Are we going? So I got an ESR. No, that's not a good. We need them. And it's about 20%, let's say. I'm not saying double or something, right? I got some ESR last year. 3 partners, not different countries, but without score reduction in section 3 with regards to this comment.
Okay.
So there were other shortcomings, but not this one. Yesterday, I heard in a presentation that mark reduction will take place. Now, understand that may be some glitches in the system. Some proposal may lose marks, some other no. What is the ultimate truth, let's say? So I can go back to the guy and say, look, understand your PM rate is that, but I want to lose 0.5, let's say. So if you know, please let us know. If you're not sure, again, please let us know.
Yeah, no, actually, to be really honest, there is not the ultimate truth, unfortunately. And what I can see is just we have different attitude, let's say, from different, I don't want to say, yes, maybe from different work programs in general, for example, because I can see, for example, in the European Innovation Council in general, where I'm more, let's say, addicted as EIC, National Contact Point, that we don't see so many reduction on the budget on this.
I was talking about mark reduction, not budget.
Yes.
Okay, clear.
But I know, for example, from cluster 6 and also from cluster 3 in this case, that there are another type. Yes.
Right.
So
I need to talk to.
Yes.
Maybe send to the help desk or something.
Yes.
Yeah. I understand it's a complex process because there's so many people involved.
Yes.
So okay, I'll do some risk assessment.
I mean, how many proposals did you receive with this feedback? I mean, how many proposals did you submit with?
With hire, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact number because I submitted the proposals, but one of them had this comment. But it's not unlikely that another proposal had higher salaries and don't pick it up. I mean, I have heard story that the consortium had 150K for something related to social media and nobody picked up apart from the rapporteur. So understand that there's so many people involved that and so many proposals that. But if there is an ultimate like a rule, I wouldn't risk to lose marks just for this.
No, actually there isn't, to be honest. And I think that unfortunately is a sort of subjective also.
Yeah.
To be honest, yes, it's really, really subjective. And I don't know if it's a matter of work program. I mean, this is what I perceived, to be honest, but I don't know if it's a rule.
Yeah, I see what I mean, yes. Oh, that's clear. That's good to know. Thank you very much.
No, you are.
Thanks.
Last question.
Thank you. I had a question regarding the staff categories, junior, senior, advisor, expert, and so on. Sometimes it's a bit complex. So 2 questions on that. How do you now fill the values for the monthly rates? Do you still ask the partners or do you just use the dashboard? And then the other question is, how is it controlled? Is the breakdown among the different categories still evaluated or not?
Okay, so first of all, ask to the partners, because I mean, you don't have to, if you are the coordinator, let's say, you don't have to take this responsibility on you, first of all. At the same time, in the end, check if their amount is consistent or not, a little bit. But they have this, this responsibility, I would say. For the breakdown, I mean, actually, can I just have the sì, grazie. For the breakdown, where is it? Okay, so actually, this is the only thing that they are going to check. So, I mean, what is the question in...
So you mean they do check the breakdown between the scientist, technical, administrative? They do check that?
They check that, and they check if this amount, let's say this final amount, is more or less consistent with the median that is present in the dashboard.
So that means that you still have to do time sheeting?
No, actually no. I mean, it depends on your organization actually and or your internal rules. Actually, we can say that all of us but in general we cannot avoid, and we cannot avoid timesheet, because you need, as internal rules, usually to have a control of your personnel, but the commission in the end, after, in the let's say evaluation, in the reporting phase, is not going to check them. The only thing that is going to check is here, and I'm going to show you, is the technical report that I was explaining before. I'm going, and everything that is, I will arrive. And everything that is, let's say, technical. So they're not going to check invoices. They're not going to check timesheet. Sorry, I will arrive there. So they're going to what you have to keep for the commission is everything that is technical, everything that could be a publication, for example, all the deliverables. For example, if you have something related to ethic issues or something strong related to IPR, you have to keep them, but they are not going to check timesheet, contracts, everything that is, let's say, legal or financial. This doesn't mean that you don't have to have them. Why? Because for sure you will have contracts for your person, and for sure you will have invoices. For sure not, but at 90% you will still have timesheets.
But if you have a change in your repartition between junior and senior, for example, you don't have to justify it as long as the total cost remains the same.
No, as long as they approve, let's say, your budget, then the budget is approved.
Okay. We don't have, sorry, the mic, please. We don't have questions online, so we should proceed because we are running. Yeah, very, very brief, please, because we are running out of time.
It's super brief and practical. So we have the template in front of us. How can we activate the macro?
Maybe we will check after.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's the system.
Okay,
so,
thank you.
Okay.
Alessia, in any case, will be around during the coffee break.
We'll check directly from the computer.
Thank you. Please, Alessia.
Okay, so I don't know how much time I have. Actually, I don't have, but I will go.
Yeah, please be quick.
Okay, so really, really quick, but again, even for lump sum and then for this part of presentation, we can talk also later. So the financial support for third parties. So I have a question for you. How many of you have never used it? Okay, and how many of you did use it from like a beneficiary point of view? So applying to a cascading call, and okay, and now so the other, I think you launched a call within your consortium. Okay, so some. So the cascade funding is an opportunity, let's say, for it was for Horizon 2020, and it is also for Horizon Europe, because it's a really sort of entry point for foreign applicants. It usually is very good for small and medium enterprises, because it's a simpler, let's say, application compared to a big consortium or Horizon Europe call. It's a small amount of money, because usually we go from 10,000 to actually 200,000 euros. And sometimes is related not just to an amount of money, but for example to a support like vouchers or like testing. I mean, you give the company the opportunity to test something related to their products. Okay, so we will try to see if I manage to do it. Okay, so it's the financial support to third parties, a mechanism set up by the Commission to allow the distribution of funding. So first of all, we have the granting authority. That is always the Commission. Then we have different beneficiaries that are the, I mean, each beneficiary is part of a consortium, and then the consortium will launch a sort of call in order to allow the final recipients to apply to this, let's say, sub-call. So it's let's say that the most important thing of a financial support of third parties is that we can use it just, and even just, this opportunity is present in the text of our call. Otherwise, we cannot use this budget item. We can, if we have the lump sum, this row is not activated, so we can skip it. So this is, for example, is an example, sorry for the repetition, of the specification that we can find in the text of the call. So as you can see, it is written, beneficiaries may provide financial support to third parties, and then it is written how we can provide it to in the implementation of our project. Let's say that the cascading funds are related to a lot of fields of Horizon Europe. And there are, okay, we can skip, let's say, this part, but there is a basis for sure in the annotated model grant agreement that justify the use of financial support of third parties. In general, the maximum amount of financial support that can be paid to third parties is 60,000 euros. And this is the, let's say, most common rule. So let's say that at the 99%, this is the maximum amount. In some rare specific case, this amount can be higher, but it must be really justified, because I mean the implementation of the activities are so difficult, and what else. The call will tell us, so the maximum amount, the different types of activities that we can include in this financial support, and the beneficiaries of this cascade funding. Okay, so in general, so we will act as beneficiaries as let's say a a sort of sub-granting authority, let's say unofficially, for sure, informally, because we will get this amount from the Commission, so it will be our budget. The Commission will say, okay, you can use a part of this budget, for example, the 20% for a cascading funding. What does it mean? That you, beneficiary, have to launch a call with these specificities. I don't know what, it depends on the call, in order to allow some other sub-beneficiaries to apply to this call. One of the important things is that two things. The first one, this call will be published in the funding and tender portal. Unfortunately, and this is a really big problem, we don't have an official database for all the financial support and third parties call. So if you go to the funding and tender portal, you find some, but these are not exhaustive. But okay, most of them are there, and they should be open for at least 2 months. So this is mandatory. Okay, in general, the financial support of third parties can have 2 forms. So, or the cascading grants, so it's what I've just explained to you, or you can have also the opportunity to implement these sort of prices. But again, this is something that you will find in your call of proposal. Okay, we'll skip this because it's just, legal things. But okay, you see, there are a lot of things, let's say, from a legal perspective in Horizon Europe, both in lump sum. We saw how it is, let's say, different from actual cost. But in general, there are some similarities also with the financial support to third parties, because the eligibility of the cost for a financial support to third parties are ruled in the annotated model grant agreement. In the article says 6.1. So the cost must be eligible, but must be related to the action, justified. The general rules for all the costs in Horizon Europe. Okay, so the final recipients, so who got in the end the financial support is not going to become part of the consortium for sure. It's a really third party. It doesn't going to take part in the action. And reason to is a responsibility of the third party, because the responsibility will stay in the beneficiaries. Also for, all the preparation of the contracts. There is a strong, let's say, responsibility put on the beneficiaries, but not on the, let's say, the third party who's going to take the money and then implement the action. Okay, so since they are not part of the consortium, they are third party at the wall effects, let's say. So there is a sort of simplification. They are not part of the grant agreement. They don't need to register in the portal and took the legal and financial assessment procedure. In order to apply, the format is usually simpler, I told you. And there is the relation is among the beneficiaries and the consortium in general and the third party. Okay, then you can find the if you are the beneficiaries, and you have to launch the call, and you have to create the the attachment to the part B. You can find all the documents in the funding and tender portal. And just another short point, because sometimes I receive some question about the fact of putting a quotation in the consortium agreement for in case you have a financial support of third parties. I mean, it's up to you. For sure, from my point of view, as much as you put in the consortium agreement, better is. And maybe if you decide to put this point in the consortium agreement, you can focus on the selection, so how you will select the third parties. For example, you will have an open call, you will hold a sort of challenge, a contest, how you will issue the grant, the part of the grant, so with the cascading grant, with a voucher, and maybe you can specify in the consortium agreement how then you will disburse the money to them. So at least if you have any kind of problems, you have everything in the consortium agreement, and maybe you have some, protection. Sorry, because you have first to deal with the beneficiaries in your consortium, and then with the third parties that they are outside. And sometimes, we have a lot of problems. Okay, so here there is just an example of how to create an open call. These are just some hints. So first of all, you have to follow the topic that is specified in our program. Try to be as much concrete as possible. Quantify the results that these sub-beneficiaries, let's say these third parties, have to do, and as you are creating a proposal, put always KPIs and objectives in general, and try to be realistic as much as you can, because actually these should be simple call, so you don't have to create another call from the cluster. It's just a call from a small amount of budget that should give you some results in a short time. And consider that this has been created for the Commission not just to disburse, in general, the amount of budget, but to allow the consortium to get some result quicker. So this should be the attitude that you use to create this call. Otherwise, it's difficult. And if you look at the funding and tender portal, where you find some cascading grants call, some are really, really, I think, more difficult than a call for proposal in general. But this is not not difficult, but too many administrative things, too many steps, step one, step two. This should be simpler. Otherwise, a small and medium enterprise doesn't participate. Okay, this is a source, okay, a unuseful timeline. And somehow we cover everything. But if you have every question.
Any question in the room on this? In the meantime, I would like to ask to the technicians to display the QR code for Slido, if it's possible, for people connected online. Thank you.
Yes, hello. I have some questions with regard to the financial support to third parties. You had the first slide where you showed the beneficiaries distributing the budget, and has it to be one beneficiary for everyone, or can it be, or should it be different beneficiaries that distribute it? Here you have two beneficiaries. What's the normal procedure? And and then you also said that you have to describe in the consortium agreement how the selection process is. What do you have to describe in the proposal? Is there also a need to describe how you will implement this FSTP calls. And is it true that you don't have to register as a third party in the funding and tender portal? Because we did this with another program, and then all the third parties had to register.
Okay, so I try to remember everything. So first of all, thanks for the question. Yes, usually, I don't like answer to it depends, but actually it depends. If you, let's say that to simplify things and your life, if you are a beneficiary, it's better to have one beneficiary that manage, for example, one call. Then you have another one that if you need, because maybe it's just one call per project, no, that you want. Because you as a beneficiaries have to manage and have to deal with all the administrative part of a cascading grants. But I think that usually it's better to do as yourself, let's say, or otherwise you have to split the activities with another beneficiary. So, or you have in a really good, contact attitude with him, or with the other beneficiaries, and you know how the other beneficiaries work. Or I think that you just put on the table too many things, and then it could be more difficult. And actually, it's not written anywhere that you have to do alone with all the consortium. It's up to you, up to the consortium. Then, for sure, you have, first of all, and this is mandatory, let's say, to describe a bit how you will implement the cascading grants in the proposal, because let's say that the cascading grant it's an exception in Horizon Europe. So when it is present in the description of the topic of the call, the evaluators expect to find something clear in the proposal. And usually, I think you have to consider two parts, let's say, in the proposal, or two or three, let's say, parts in the proposal. So first of all, in the part related to management, first of all, you have the management part related to the cascading grants. Then you will have a dedicated work package. Not with the whole work package, but you will have a part maybe in the management and the part in the, we can say, exploitation maybe of the project, or if it's related to the technical part, maybe it will be related to this work package. And I think this, and maybe in the impact also we will have some effects of the cascading grants. So actually, as much as you can describe there is better is. Then, to be honest, it depends if you have to register in the as a third party in the funding and tenders. Sometimes you have, because this depends on how the consortium, let's say, build the call. So usually, sometimes they ask just because they want to ensure that you are, for example, a small and medium enterprise, and so you do the self-assessment, and so they say, okay, so I'm sure that it is a real small and medium enterprise, and is you avoid some responsibility from this legal part. So, but it depends on you. It's not mandatory.
There is a question online.
Okay.
Okay. Is it possible to consider a small consortium, so 1-2 partners, as third party, depending the objectives of the FSTP?
No, I would say, okay, let's say that it's not possible to consider maybe 3 different partners as a unique legal entities to apply. So actually, maybe it could be possible that some cascading call ask you to build a consortium, a small consortium, but actually you are, on your own, and the other third party is on your own, and what else?
Okay. Anyone else in the room? No? Okay. So, Alessa, I think we can go through the last part of your presentation on the AC opportunities for Cluster 3 applicants.
Sorry, just.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So we decided to have this, let's say, short overview on the European Innovation Council because we always say we are in the same office, sometimes in the same role, and we never talk to each other about the opportunities that we can both have. And for example, this is the truth about this topic that we found like 1 month ago, no more, on the work program, the Cluster 3 work program, and I discovered that there is this topic that highlight the possibility to sorry to take part in this call if you are if you are an EIC Pathfinder or Accelerator beneficiary, so if you come from EIC. Okay, there are also Digital Europe programs and another call, but actually this is when the Commission put these points in a call is something that they would like to see. So they would like to enhance the cooperation among the two programs in this case. Where we are, okay, European Innovation Council is in the third pillar right now, because actually we don't know what will happen with FP10, but actually right now we are there. And as you can see, the third pillar is the only pillar that is totally dedicated to, let's say, innovation in general. The European Innovation Council has, let's say, that is a work program that it has a journey inside itself, because we have all the TRL starting from TRL 1 arriving to right now, let's say, at TRL 9, because we have, sorry, we come back later, we have the ESC Pathfinder, that is both, we will see everything open and challenge, that starts from TRL 1 to, let's say, TRL 3-4. Then we have the ESC transition that start from TRL 3 up to TRL 5. And then we have the accelerator that cover from TRL 6 to TRL 8-9. And then, okay, we have also the scale up, but is something more and more. So ideally, the Commission, imagine this work program really as a journey. Actually, it's very difficult to start from Pathfinder and apply to all of the other, because of that deadlines and success rate and what else. But ideally, this is the background that is behind the European Innovation Council. So I don't want to focus on each of them, but we will see some main points. For Pathfinder, and we will see how it works. Actually, the open call is closed. Yes, it's closed, but actually we will have it again next year. So nothing almost will change, but in general, the main points that we will see today, we will stay also next year. Pathfinder Challenge is open and will close in October, the 29th of October. the AC transition that I think both the transition actually and the accelerator is the most interesting for you are open, because the transition we will close in at the 17th of September, and the accelerator we will see is it doesn't have a strict deadline because it's always open, and we will see with some deadlines, but we will see how it works. So, for you, maybe the Pathfinder is not so the right scheme, but just to know that it exists, because the interesting things of Pathfinder is that the open one, it doesn't have a specific field of application, so you can apply coming from any field. The important point is that you must be disruptive. What does it mean disruptive for a European Innovation Council? Is that you with let's say with your idea will change somehow the attitude toward something. So the best example that the Commission always do is that you discover a new way to discover, for example, a type of cancer, for example. So maybe this is one of examples. So the meaning is that thanks to your intervention, the user will change his situation toward this problem. The only point, so for Pathfinder Open, it is that the TRL are very, very low. So from TRL 1 to TRL 3. So you are at the basic levels of research. Then you have the Pathfinder challenges that are, let's say, more dedicated to specific fields. These challenges changes each year. So for this year, we'll skip this. For this year are this one. I just put, I think, one example. Sorry, I know that this is just one example of challenge. And you see that there is, you see the title. So, for example, toward autonomous robot and what else, but it's not sufficient. I mean, you have to look at this guide. In the presentation there are all the links, and you have to see if you, you can combine your solution with these three objectives. And there is this description for each challenge, and you have to see if you can apply. Who can apply to both Pathfinder Open and Challenge? So for I didn't tell you, all the EIC call our research and innovation action. So you can you have to build the standard consortium that you have with Horizon, so at least 3 different legal entities coming from 3 different member states. Usually, this is Pathfinder Open, the maximum amount for a Pathfinder Open consortium is estimated in 3 million, and the funding rate is 100% because it's a research and innovation action. For the challenges, there are some changes. You can apply even if you are a single legal entity, or you can be a consortium of 2 entities from 2 different member states or associated countries, or 3 or more legal entities. So just remember this. I told you that Pathfinder Open, for this year is, the deadline, it was in May 2000 of this year, but for next year, for sure Pathfinder Open will stay. So, just don't forget it. For Pathfinder Challenge, I know that challenges are a little bit tricky because you have to comply with all the requirements of the challenges, but the deadline will be in October. Another interesting call that is, instrument that is in the European Innovation Council is the transition. So transition, I mean, the meaning of transition is in the word, I mean, in the title, the call, it is, I mean, a transition to the market, a transition to another level of technology, or a transition to entrepreneurship. What does it mean? That in the end, you have to hire your TRL, so you start from TRL 3, let's say maximum 4, and then you arrive to TRL 5, 6. There is a strong requirement from ERC transition, so you have to come from another Horizon 2020, let's say, or Horizon Europe call. I mean, you have to already been a beneficiaries of another call. So actually now with the rules of today and the rules that will apply from next year, all the Pillar 2 can apply. I mean, if you are a beneficiary from Pillar 2, but also if you are somehow from Horizon 2020, you have to have gained TRL 3-4. You must be a research innovation action, and your project must have been started 12 months before or ended. Up to now is 30 months less than the deadline. Next year, this time will be reduced. Okay, this is really important for transition. I mean, as you can see, they ask a TRL 3-4. Okay, so first of all, let's say there is this Excel that EAC every year will publish. You have to check, first of all, if your proposal is in this very, very long Excel. If it is there, then you are eligible. If your project is eligible, I mean, you don't have, it's not necessary that you apply with all the consortium. So you can apply by yourself, or you can apply even if you are not part of the consortium, but you see something that is interesting for you what you are developing, and you ask the consortium to join, and you apply. Maybe when you have finished your project, okay, I mean the one eligible, you have already reached the TRL 6, 7, or 8. But if you are in this fantastic Excel, because it's very, very long, it means that you have something in your project that is maximum at TRL 3-4. Maybe you developed it just with Work Package 2 or with another Work Package, but for the Commission you have something that you can exploit within the ESC transition. So I mean, consider it, because I think that is something interesting. Is something new for ESC. Sorry, okay, I have to. But I mean, it's and it's. I mean, it's open. It will be open also next year. I'm almost finished. Since you are using a result from a different from a previous and different project. The most important thing for transition is this commitment letter that you need to upload with the proposal, and it is part of the evaluation. The commitment letters prove that you can use this, let's say, item, this part in the new proposal. Okay, we skip blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the transition is lump sum. I mean, all the AC, apart the Pathfinder Open, is lump sum. But next year, also the Pathfinder Open is will be lump sum. So there are a lot of slides that you can read if you cannot sleep tonight. And for the transition, so you have the normal standard evaluation and the remote evaluation. If you pass the remote evaluation, then you have an interview. So you have to prepare a pitch, a 10 slide speech that you have to present to the to the Commission. I think that also next year it will be remote. Okay, this is the timeline. So you have the 17th of September, then the evaluation, and then the interviews will be in the first week of December. The very, very last thing is the opportunity with the AC Accelerator. So the AC Accelerator will cover, is the only program in the Horizon Europe that is dedicated, is mono beneficiaries for startups, for single and medium small enterprises. For sure, there is the concept of deep tech. The TRL is very, very high because we start from TRL 6 and we have to arrive at TRL 8, 9. It's a particular instrument because we can ask just grant or blended, so grant plus equity, or in some cases, but very, very rare, just equity only. We can ask, so the strong suggestion of the Commission is to ask blended, so both grant plus equity. If we ask grant, we can ask up to 2.5 million euro, and if we ask equity, we can ask up to 10 million. The only, I told you, you can apply if you are a single company. There is the same rule, no, that we find in the Pathfinder, so we can have both open and challenges. The challenges for this year are this one, so you can then check all of them with a detailed description inside in the presentation. But I mean, the open is open, so you don't have to have a specific thematic field to apply. So the final thing, if you apply with the accelerator, you can you have a short proposal that you can submit all over the year. Consider that your short proposal will be evaluated every first Tuesday of each month, and then you will get the feedback within 4, let's say 6 weeks better. Then if you pass the short proposal, you will have the full proposal. For that is a longer proposal, because with the short you have the pitch, the short that is 10 pages, and the short video. With the full you have a full proposal that is 15 pages, a video and a pitch. If you pass the full proposal for this year, you have you have to submit the full proposal within the 1st October of this year, and then you will have the interview in January. Consider that this will stay also next year, and it seems that the cutoff will be more. Okay, so this is the process, and the really last thing. So if you need some support for the EIC within Access to EC, that is the network that I coordinate, you can just go on the Access to EC website, because you find a lot of materials for the proposal preparation, starting from the short proposal to the from the Pathfinder to the EAC Accelerator, and also some guide on the financial instrument, and for the preparation of the pitch that you find in Transition and Accelerator as well. Okay, sorry if I was fast.
Thank you very much, Alessia. Any question in the room on this? Okay, it's not the case, neither online. I would like to say again, thank you, because you provided a lot of information on both sides. May you pass me the clicker? Just to conclude the training, I would like to give you some information before the coffee break and the pitch session. As you know, 75 is the organizer of yesterday with Guillaume and Ria, and today training and the pitch session and the brokerage event. But you will have other opportunities to take advantages of 7.5 services for you, for applicants, in the near future. And I'm talking especially to people connected online, so people that had not the chance to come in these days in Brussels. You will have another great opportunity to meet potential new partners in Warsaw during the security research event on the 24 and 25 of June, again in Warsaw. I would like to say that the registration for this event, for the security research event, will close in almost about 1 week. If you want to participate in the brokerage event organized by 7.5, you need to register firstly to the security research event and then to the brokerage event of 7.5. So you will have the chance to meet again new potential partners. Another possibility is to register to the security research map. Now, if you access the platform, is temporarily closed, but in few days we will reopen the registrations. Inside the platform, we have more than 1,500 of people registered. And you can filter out on the basis of your necessity. So on the basis of the organization type, the research activities, the topic, and so on and so forth. So please make use of this platform. And then, as usual, you can stay updated on our social media, especially the LinkedIn 7.5 page and on our website. And we are around, me and my partners, so you can reach us wherever you want. Today, the event will follow with the pitch session. And then after the lunch break, we will have the brokerage session, as you know. I would like to thank my colleagues of 7.5. I would like to thank Guillaume and Ria for the cooperation in the organization of this event, Alessia for this training. And I would like to ask you to fill in the feedback form, because in case we will improve our events in the future. Thank you very much and have a good afternoon. Ma è l'allergia.